joining us on Republic TV. It's a great honor talking to you. Jai Hind sir, and happy Republic Day. You've scaled the Mount Everest thrice and you've become the first Indian Army personnel to reach the 7 summits, the highest peaks on all the 7 continents. Yes, of course, we have great respect for the forces, but mountaineering, we understand what all comes with for a Fauji to serve the nation. But when it comes to mountaineering, that too has a lot of valor in it. What really inspired you to take up mountaineering while you were also an army officer?
First of all, thank you so much and happy Republic Day to all of you and all the viewers. It's always an honor. It's always an honor, and I'm the 3rd generation in Army. And probably I would say it's all because of Army. I did my courses in Har Shikhar Warfare School, and that's what made me a mountaineer. And I started my journey in 2003 in mountaineering, and I did my first mountaineering expedition in 2007. And till now, it's been 70 mountaineering expeditions. And I can proudly say that I'm not only the first one to do 7 summits with multiple 3 Everest summits, but I'm also the only one in the world who have done the highest mountain of all 7 continents and the highest peak of all 28 states of India.
Colonel Jamwal, in fact, I'd like to also share this with you, Rakshita, that when we visited the mountaineering school, Colonel Jamwal, in Darjeeling, and we were essentially given a snapshot of what really goes into this. It sounded like an adventure, but having said that, it goes beyond the adventure. And Colonel Jamwal, that's where I want to perhaps bring your attention to. Like, it's something that many do not perhaps would understand or grasp what really goes into this entire skill. And perhaps when you are in that journey, the difficulty attached to it.
See, I think every adventure what you take on, you do have difficulties, and mountaineering is extreme adventure when we talk about it. It is always, you can say that you are actually touching death every time you go into mountains, because you are crossing the crevasses, you are staying in -30, -50-degree temperature, and anything can happen. Even in 2015, I would give you an example that we were on Everest and we were crossing through Khumbu Glacier, and if you all remember, 2015, the strong earthquake struck Nepal, and it was devastated. And that earthquake brought a big avalanche at the base camp. And within half an hour, there were more than 18 people dead and 80 people injured. So it is that deadly. And mountaineering is all about this. I have lost a finger in Mana expedition. That was 2009. And I have a broken knee. But as we say, pain is temporary, but pride is permanent. And that's what keeps you going.
But Colonel Jamwal, what made you still go on? Because, perhaps you make it sound very easy when you've said that you've lost a finger, you've a broken knee. But as I can see with the smile that you have on your face, it's a clear indication that you never gave up. I also want you to perhaps share that very moment. Was there a time when you thought that, okay, this is not worth it, especially given the fact that there is a lot of difficulty attached to it? And the fact that you still went on?
I won't say that I felt ever that it's not worth it. It's always worth it. And the view from the top is always worth it. But yes, certain occasions I definitely felt that, why am I doing this? But then, once you come back to the civilized world, you again start missing mountains and you want to go back. And that's what the whole story about. You do definitely get afraid of, certain things which happens in mountains. But then if you're strong enough, like it's been 20 years into mountains, I would say. And I love going back to mountain. That's what adventure is all about.
And also, sir, tell us about the campaign that you had launched, Har Shikhar Tiranga. That was your brainchild, Colonel Jamwal. Tell us more about, because as quite evident that that the spirit of a Fauji combined with your mountaineering passion came through in this project.
If I would put it this way, the Har Shikhar Tiranga was actually the inspiration behind Har Shikhar Tiranga, because everywhere in the country, there was Har Shikhar Tiranga was happening. So we being mountaineers, I generally just thought of that, why not as a mountaineer, let's do something which is different from it and something unique. And that's where we actually made this statement of case, got it approved, and that's how we started a journey. And first leg of this phase, we started from Northeast. We climbed the highest peak of all 7 Northeastern states, and then we went pan-India. And let me tell you, it was something which was out of the world experience. Being mountaineer and climbing since 2003 and climbed the highest mountain of all 7 continents. Probably I would say the memorable moments for me was going to all the 28 states and seeing the love for Tiranga. Everywhere people joined us. Even I would give you an example in Kalsubai, Maharashtra, we climbed it on 15th of August, and there were more than 1,000 people with us that day, and there was a huge queue on that peak. That really showed love for Tiranga and love for the expedition and love for what we were doing actually. It was really something, I would say, really a patriotic moment for all of us.
Colonel Jamwal, I'm extremely curious to know this from you, especially with the number of expeditions that you've had. Can you perhaps take us to one such expedition which perhaps was the most difficult? How did you really, tackle that? What went through your mind? And while you are scaling it up, how do you really perhaps keep yourself inspired to take it on, take it further? Can you take us through any one of your expeditions?
I can give you an example of 2012 Everest expedition. That was, I would say, my first 8,000er. We went to South Col, that is the last, that is called the summit camp of the mountain. Just 16 hours later, we would have been called the summiteers, and we were preparing for it for last 1 year. And suddenly, the wind blizzard started and the weather got bad. That was around 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening. So we decided not to go ahead. Kalkotial sir was the team leader then. I was the deputy leader of this Indian Army team. So we decided not to go ahead. We came back here, next morning we were coming down. And obviously there were few members who told sir we would have gone up. So my experience in 2009 actually taught me a lot of things when I lost a finger. That whether, mountain is going to be there, we can come next time and climb it. But if we take that risk beyond a certain calculations, actually we may not survive to climb it. So we were coming down, and suddenly next day we came to know that there were a lot of rescues. And around, I think, 16, 17 people who went up that night for the summit. Out of them, 6 people died, and more than 12, 13 people got rescued from there. They lost their limbs later. Probably that thing really taught me a lot. Patience, I would say, perseverance. We have to be patient, especially in mountaineering. It does teach you a lot. You have to wait for the right moment. And this was 18th of May 2012, and we came back to Camp 2, and 25 after just 6 days, we got a chance to go back again and summit the mountain. Probably I would say the patience and perseverance really paid. And when we went up, we were crossing through those dead bodies on 25th of night. It was scary, and but then that's what keeps you strong. Once you're back, you actually, you are energized and you are good to go back again to the mountains.
Well, Colonel Jamwal, thank you so much for joining us. It was an honor having you on Republic TV. And indeed, of course, the highest peaks that you've scaled, especially across India, do somewhere, define the patriotism and, of course, the spirit of our forces that you, in fact, are now personifying. Thank you so much, Colonel Jamwal. Viewers, that's all in this segment.
It's an honor.
We'll be right
Thank you so
back.
much.